Okay. Hi, Jesse.
Hey Roan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Cheers, man. Hey there, guys. I'm Jesse Crowe, the traveling scientist, here with my buddy Roan.
Hi, I'm the Polymath.
And we're here in Portland, Oregon. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about philosophy, some of the deep questions that we might think about in everyday life. The first concept we want to talk about today is consciousness. What is consciousness? There's a lot of deep questions around it, and the conscious mind, and where is it? Is it in our body? Is it in our brain? Is our conscious mind outside of our body? And how does it work? How does it control our lives? I think consciousness is more powerful than what we might give it credit for.
How would you define the conscious mind?
Defining the conscious mind, I would say that it is it's not even our perception, because it's more than just what we perceive. It's funny how you ask a question like, what is consciousness? And you go, oh, well, it's and I kind of feel bad that I can't answer that question, but in all fairness, nobody can answer that question. The greatest psychologists and neurologists and scientists around the world, no one can really define what consciousness is.
Right.
But what would you say if you had to?
Talk about pressure. No one can define what consciousness is.
No.
What would you say?
but if you had to, like...
Oh, if I had to, I would begin with a caveat that says it's wrong. That any definition of consciousness leaves out something.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to say, for sure what consciousness could be is it's everything, because we can be conscious of everything that we're conscious of.
Right.
So deep, empty space. How can that be consciousness? You end up getting into... So when you say consciousness is everything, there's this huge gap. There's this huge contradiction that you come up against.
Yeah.
So even if you say the consciousness is in the mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then how do you experience your little finger, So your consciousness is also your little finger. So it's your whole body.
Yeah.
But your whole body experiences the world around you. So consciousness is the world around you. It's a constantly expanding idea.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I was trying to say. Like, consciousness is everything we perceive, but then what about the stuff we don't perceive? Is that involved?
Well, I think going from that perception point of view is a good idea.
Yeah, you're right in that saying that no matter how you define consciousness, always something is going to be off. We can't do it yet. Maybe soon. Maybe never.
Well, consciousness needs to be able to change.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what life is. Life without change is a static room. Nothing's happening in it. Like this conversation, if it didn't change, would sound like silence.
True.
So consciousness needs to be able to change. So by defining it as any one thing, haven't we penned it in some way? What box would you put consciousness in? Would you put it in the body? Would you put it in the brain? Would you hesitate to put it in any box because I've been talking so long? Or
in my scientific opinion, I would imagine that consciousness stems from the brain, and like you were saying about how we are conscious and perceive our fingers and toes, for example. That's all interconnected via nerves and neurons and muscles and things that can be seen and measured, and things the outside world around us that we perceive, we are perceiving through our senses, our touch senses in our hands and our body, our vision, our hearing through our ears, and all of this stuff links directly back to the brain. So my belief would be that consciousness is sort of a collective thing that is created around our brain. So I wouldn't say it's our whole body, but I would say it's our whole brain, because there's so much about the brain we don't understand. I wouldn't imagine it being one point in the brain. I would imagine it like the collection of all our neurons put together creates what we believe is consciousness. And probably the same for animals, smaller animals and even insects with their simpler neural systems have a simpler sort of brain and a simpler sort of consciousness. Not to say that it's any greater or lesser than our own, but that's my belief. I imagine that consciousness stems from our neural networks, and that creates what we perceive, what we feel.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I think if I were to put my 2 cents in, I love that it's about the interconnected. It's about the connection in the brain,
which creates something more. I think it's not like a circuit, just like a back and forth. It's so many different connections put together to make something that we can't quite understand.
Things working together.
Yeah. Working together is good.
Working it together is good. Cooperation.
Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about consciousness. It's a super deep, complex topic, as you've all seen. But I think we might wrap this conversation up there. We don't want to get too crazy. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button down below. And yeah, let us know what you think about consciousness in the comment section down below.
Absolutely. And thank you to my viewers for checking in on this. And it's been a long time since I uploaded something, so I'm really excited to venture into this new beginning with my new friend Jesse.
That's me.
Go and subscribe to his channel if you found this interesting. Covers so many different things.
Yeah, subscribe to The Traveling Scientist and subscribe to the Polymath to see more awesome videos. We're going to have plenty more philosophical conversations just here and now. So make sure you tune in, subscribe to see that next week. See you guys later.
Bye.